Good evening, this is BelGeode and we are back with some more X-Plane 10.45 and the Vertavia Sea King. Okay, so figured I'd take a little bit of a break from building the airports because let's face it, it definitely takes a lot of time, it's very time consuming. So I wanted to fly the Sea King again and I figured I would come here. We are in Key West. Now, if you've ever seen my FSX episodes, you'll remember that I started FSX in Key West, actually at Key West International. We are just next door, so to speak. We are at Boca Chica Key, which is where the Naval Air Station Key West is currently located. So I wanted to show off this scenery that I downloaded here, but first I'm going to need to set my FOV. Okay. This is like one of prime examples of what a good free scenery looks like. You can see my frames per second hovering around the 2022 region, especially since I still have not yet gotten my new graphics card yet. It's on order. It should be here Tuesday, I believe, which by the time you're watching this, it'll probably already be in. Alright, so let's fly around this little naval air station here, and I'll kind of show you around. There are Hornets here. There's also F-5Es here, used for training, dissimilar air combat training. There's also Coast Guard presence, as well as things like the P-3 Orion and so on. But yes, here are the training squadrons of Hornets that we've got over here on their little apron right here. So look at that. That's all static AI, folks. That is all static AI. That just looks so pretty. Wow. And there's a number of libraries that I think I've mentioned before that you can download to, you know, beef up your sceneries as you're creating them. But take a look at the work that they did on this. Obviously, they used some kind of an ortho imagery underneath because look at the ground texture. They've actually got the swampiness that this key has in this area. Alright, let's head over this way. There is the little fuel depot there. The only thing that they're missing is the actual fuel tanks. But they've got the trucks over there, so you know what? That works. That works. Alright, so there is the main area for the Naval Air Station. And you can see the P-3 Orions with the little things sticking out the tail. There's also E-2C. What do they call those? The Hawkeyes? Yes. And he even included a little C-17. I'm not quite sure if a C-17 would actually be based here, but I think that's a nice touch, adding that inter-service camaraderie there, because, you know, the C-17 is run by the Air Force, or used by the Air Force. So yeah, we've got barracks areas, we've got the basic living quarters, you'll see all the way off to the left. That is pretty much how this base is set up, so whatever this scenery creator used as reference, it was well done. Well done. They really got their stuff together. I do like the little 3D grass and so on. It actually does look like stuff that you would find in the swamps. Of course, we've already established that I'm still not a fan of trees in X-Plane, but I'm going to show you something that they incorporated with this scenery in particular that I think could use a bit more exploring. Alright, let's head over to the other side where the control tower is. Look at that. We've got all the little cordoned off areas where there's probably guys guarding. You know, typical military base. You know, you can't just waltz onto the base and be like, hey, I'm here to go plane spotting. You know, it doesn't work like that. There we got their tower. And at first glance, I thought those might have been Goshawks because I thought the Goshawk is used from here, but actually the Goshawk is used from Naval Air Station Pensacola, which is on the opposite end of Florida. These just appear to be static historic planes, I guess like museum pieces and whatnot, so we're not going to pay too much attention to that. There's our weather station for Key West, Boca Chica, and here's the guardhouse along one of the main roads here, so we'll pay a visit to the guys and make sure they're you know, doing their job. Alright, now the real question is how in the hell am I going to land this thing? This thing can float on the water. I have not tested it yet in X-Plane. I'm kind of a little apprehensive to test it, but at some point in time I will do that. Maybe I'll do like some kind of a rescue mission or something like that, and we'll put that in there. But yeah, here's the guardhouse, and look at that. We got a couple of MPs, it looks like, down there, or some kind of security officers. Naval Air Station Key West. Very nice. Alright, let's see if we can land on the sand here. Try not to get too close. I mean, we are military, technically, because, you know, we're flying a military bird from a military air base, so I don't think they should hassle us necessarily. But let's stop in and say hi. Ah, look at that. We got dust blowing up, or sand blowing up. That is awesome. That is so awesome. I love little features like this in a flight sim. This is really cool. So there we can see our little dudes are on duty. They're probably like, what in the hell is that dude doing? That guy's gotta be on crack. He just parked there to stare at us. Dude, why are you stalking us? Take your helicopter elsewhere, buddy. Alright, we'll leave our little guys alone there, because I want to show you some stuff on the other side of the Naval Air Station that I'm not 100% certain if it's really there in real life, but I thought was pretty cool. So I'm going to show that off in a second. But look at the gates. Look at all the details that they've got on the security fence and all of that stuff. With all of these scenery libraries installed, and yeah, they are compatible with each other, basically you've got a whole bunch of resources that you can use when you're making your sceneries. I can't even imagine how long it took this person or these people. I don't know, how many people actually created this, but I can't imagine how long it took them to get all of this stuff done. It's taken me like 8 hours to do Rostraver and a couple of hours to do Finleyville, which I'm still not completely done with either of those. But yeah, this is pretty dang impressive, I gotta say. I am really impressed with all of this. So you see the weather station over there again, and that, some of this is all stock scenery items that come with X-Plane, but the majority of it is stuff that other people like you and I have created and made available to the general public. You can use it free of charge. The only thing that they usually stipulate is, don't include it in payware packages, which makes sense. I mean, you're selling other people's work. You don't want to do that. That's bad mojo. Alright, let's cross the runway here, and I'm going to head to the westerly side. There is a lighthouse there. I'm not quite sure the texture that's on that lighthouse. I flew over by it earlier. But we're going to take a look, because there's something over there that I think is really cool that you ought to see. Alright, so here's our administrative buildings again, and our barracks. We'll open the back door here. Come on, open. There you go. Alright, we'll fly over the barracks. Look at that. Look at that. That is just so cool. And the road that you see on the far side there, over by the water, that is the main road that gets you into Key West from mainland Florida. That is A1A. So I've been on that road many, many times. I've gone past this facility here. I had never been privileged enough to actually get into Naval Air Station Key West, but man, I would so love to one day. Alright, but there we go. That is sweet. And yeah, I just can't get over the textures, because that really is what it looks like. Seriously, folks, that is really what it looks like. Alright. So yeah, we've got our Hornets over here. They don't seem to have any F5s placed, but I don't know if there are any static F5 models. But the Sundowner Squadron, which if you saw my DCS episode that I put up recently on the F5, the Sundowners are based here. Alright, so there's a lighthouse I was telling you about. There might be something wrong with that texture. I haven't quite figured it out. I don't think it's really supposed to be black. But take a look at this stuff over here. This is awesome. There's like a bunch of yachts here, a couple of yachts, and look, there's a helipad there. And it looks like you can also land on one of the yachts. So you know what we've got to try next. You know what's coming next. Come on now. It has to be done. Alright, I'm going to need to do this real carefully, because this is not FSX, and this is not the ghetto model of the helicopter. This thing will fall out of the sky if you mistreat it. Okay, let's go back this way. Now, I don't know if you can really see, but those palm trees or coconut trees on the beach there, those are actually 3D trees. They aren't your regular fare. And even look at these trees here, which look kind of like orange trees. You'll notice that they are a little bit more fleshed out than the standard X-Plane trees. They've got like a top view slapped in there, and they've got, two views. You can see it right there. Completely different from the X-Plane trees. And honestly, I think it looks a hell of a lot better. I appear to be kicking up a lot of dust, which is not good for my frames per second, so I'm going to need to get out of here before this thing goes to a crawl. Holy crap. Look at that dust! Damnation! Holy shit. I just lost like half my frames per second just kicking up all this dust. Okay, we're going to need to get out of here. I'm like down to 9 frames per second here. That's just insane. Wow. I'll be glad when I get that new graphics card in there. Although I'm still not gonna kick up a lot of dust, because obviously that's a thing. Alright, what I want to do first, let me see if I can park on that little helipad there. And then we're gonna get a little bit funky and crazy here and see if we can park on that boat. Alright, I don't want to hit the buildings, even though there's no collision in here. Yeah, just as a matter of principle, I don't want to hit the buildings. Or the street light, for that matter. Okay, so we'll come over the roof of this guy here. And we'll start bringing her down. I've got between 0 and negative 1,000 feet per minute before I start falling out of the sky in vortex ring state. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't go backwards, baby. Don't go backwards. Okay, there we go. Not exactly on the helipad, but we'll fix that. Turn off the brakes and move forward here. Wasn't my best landing, I will tell you that. Okay, right about here should be good. Yeah, that works. Look at that. That is awesome. I don't even know what this building is in real life. I've never seen it in real life. I'm assuming it's there, otherwise they probably wouldn't have put it down, but I've never seen this building. Alright, let's see if we can land on the ship. This is going to get real interesting. I've got the emergency brakes on because I do not want to roll when I land. So we'll see if we can pull this off here. Alright, we know the helipad's at the back of the ship. Look at our landing lights lighting up the ship there. That is awesome. Well, it's a ship, but it's actually a yacht, really. Sea Dream is the name of that one. At least it's not Sea Runner. Okay, so there's the helipad. Maybe what we can do is push forward. And you can see the palm trees there, too, that I was telling you about. Those are 3D palm trees. And they're really not doing anything bad to my frames per second. So why can't all the trees in X-Plane be 3D like that? Whoa, a little bit of clipping there. Alright, right here is good. No, right here is not good. My tail wheel is not on the ground. Okay, whoop, 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 whoop. Wow, okay, I forgot just how big this thing is. Okay, let's see if we can swing out this way. Turn around and try that again from the back end of the boat. Yeah, I forgot how huge this helicopter is. This is not a 300 CBI. You need some real estate to land this behemoth. Alright, where's my ship? There's my ship. Okay, Sea Dream landing, take 2. Yeah, it's going to be hard to gauge from inside the cockpit. Let me go outside the cockpit and see if I can do a better job here. Luckily, we've got that nifty side view right here. Change the camera position so I can see the tail wheel. Okay, push forward just a touch. Hey, look, they even have a little GPU there. That's nice. Don't need it, but that's nice. All right, good landing. Very good landing. And with like inches to spare without hitting the yacht. Very nice. That is pretty cool. But yeah, this is like a little, I guess, Easter egg or whatever that they threw in there with this scenery. I had no idea that this was there until I flew over it yesterday. But it looks really cool. You gotta admit, this is awesome. This is the kind of quality that I want to have my scenery have. So yeah, this is really neat. Okay, let's see if we can get out of here without hitting the ship. We're gonna need to swing to the right here. Alright, now, I also downloaded, in addition to this Key West Naval Air Station package, I also downloaded Key West Airport. Key West International Airport. So we're going to go check that out and see how they did their sceneries, what add-ons they used in order to accomplish that objective. So it's literally just down the road here. You can see the road off to our right. That's A1A again. And there should be a bunch of hotels near the airport, like plus-shaped hotels. We'll know it when we see it. Oh, there they are. Yeah, they're off to the right there. That's my landmark, basically. If you find those 2 plus-shaped hotels, the airport is literally right behind it. Now, I'm not so sure about these houses. That's one thing that I've noticed about X-Plane. They're pretty cookie-cutter when it comes to the houses. Houses in Key West do not look like that. Those are northern houses. That's what you expect to see in Pennsylvania, New York, places like that, or Ohio, or whatever. You will not see houses like this in Key West. No, there's a completely different architectural design involved down here. But here is our airport. This is where it all began as far as my FSX videos went. When Ali and I first started flying the L-39 Albatross from Key West to Pittsburgh, which of course resulted in many episodes. This is where we took off from, was Key West International. I have not been to this airport in real life, but I have driven past it several times, and I've done some plane spotting there from the beach just to the south of it. But yeah, let's take a quick look at this airport and see how well they did. First problem I noticed, there are 2 control towers there. There is only one, so somebody forgot to put an exclusion zone to get rid of one of these towers here. The white one is actually the one that's not there in real life. But yeah, there is that little lake or whatever that is to the south. There's your GA parking off to the right there. I don't see any GA planes, but it's possible they haven't popped in yet. I've noticed that X-plane items do tend to pop in after you get closer to a certain distance there. Alright, we are going downwind, and we're going to make a right and see if we can come down on the runway. I should also turn my parking brake off so that way we can roll, but I'll do that once we come around on our base leg here. It's a helicopter. We could take all day on base leg. Alright, there's only one runway down here. That is runway 9/27, east-west, due east, due west. And as you can see, there's the GA parking. Further down, there's a regional jet parking. And let me make sure that everything's looking good for this landing here. Okay, yes, we are lined up. Parking brake is off, so we will roll to a stop, which is exactly what I want. We'll do kind of like a touch and go here, an extended touch and go. It's a helicopter, so I mean, it's not like we need a whole long length of runway in order to take off. But yeah, we'll go right down the center line here. I like to touch my tail wheel down first. There we go, nice flare. We'll bring the front gear down. Perfect! Perfect. Okay, so yeah, now we can see the GA aircraft over there. It looks like there's a bunch of Cessnas. So we'll be passing them pretty soon. I'm probably going to go to an outside view in a second here, just so I can see them. I just want to make sure that we're heading straight down the runway. Alright, I've got the collective to idle, and I've got a little bit of forward pressure on the cyclic, so that way we move forward. And look at that. Yeah, except for the houses not being accurate for this neck of the woods, I would say this airport looks pretty good. It's definitely not as detailed as the one that we took off from the Naval Air Station, but obviously there's a lot of love thrown into this one as well, and this is the kind of stuff that inspires me when I'm creating my airports. Hopefully it'll inspire you too if you have X-plane and you decide you want to try your hand at making airports. I've already shown you how easy it is, and I'm going to show you some more of Finleyville and as well as Washington County as we're working on it here. Alright, so we've got the main terminal here. This is where the regional jets come in. Sometimes they do get jets as big as 737s coming in here. I have seen that happen before. Alright, we're going to take off here. Finish up our touch and go, and then we'll head back to the Naval Air Station. We'll make this a quick flight here, because I realized that the last video that I put up was almost an hour long, and that's not usually my style. Alright. But yes, we are up and away. Go ahead and bring the gear up in a sec. Doesn't appear to be any wind today, so we're looking pretty good. Yeah, there's an American Eagle, and there's a FedEx. Gear is up. Okay, so let's head back to Key West, and we'll park it on our parking spot. You can see the hotel there. Now, one thing I should tell you about those hotels, those are part of the default X-plane package. Do not mess with those. Those are there. Those are really there, and I'm glad that they put them in X-plane, because before I installed this scenery, I did fly around the area just to see what they had and what they didn't have. There are some areas of Key West that were not correctly modeled. Some of the streets don't quite match up, but I'm hoping with X-plane 10.5 that will rectify that problem, because Key West is a very distinctive area. Like I said, it's got a very distinctive architecture to it, and it's just one of those places that's easily recognizable. You can be anywhere in Key West, take a picture, and people who've been there before will be able to say, hey, I know where that is. That's in Key West. It's that. It's like that, you know. It's like going to New York and seeing the New York skyline. You instantly recognize the New York skyline. It's a very distinctive skyline. Alright, here is Boca Chica Key coming up. And if I remember correctly, our helipad is on the north side. That'll be the left of your screen. So we're going to want to go down along runway 7 here, and then we're going to veer off to the left a little bit. And even though there doesn't appear to be any wind on the ground, there does appear to be a little bit of breeze up here. We're really not that high up, though. We are just under about 1,000 feet. But considering how flat this area is, come on, baby, work with me, work with me. All right, there we go. Okay, so now you can get a better view of this side. We'll put the gear down. All right, and I think I can see our parking area over by that taxiway to the left of the runway. So that's what we're going to be aiming for. There's the yachts, there's the lighthouse. And it all looks pretty good. I gotta say, this is one of the best free scenery packs that I've seen. And I really love this airport. I can't even tell you, folks, how many times in FSX I would literally just park my Tomcat or something here and just go flying around Key West. I absolutely love this area. So naturally, when I found out that there was a scenery pack available for it for X-Plane, I had to get it, and I had to test it out, and I had to show it to you. And I need to figure out what they did for that 3D grass, because I want that. I need to have that in some of my sceneries here. That's pretty cool. Alright, we are on final approach, so let's see if we can bring Big Bertha home. We really only need to make a straight shot, and I'm trying to keep my speed low, trying not to lose too much altitude, even though if you look at the VASI lights it says we are way too high. We're definitely not going to need to go by that, though. Maybe next time you see me down here, what I'll do is I'll fly the F-18, because I did buy the Payware F-18, which is actually pretty good. So I'm going to want to show that off really soon, too. But after this episode, we'll get back to Finleyville and those areas and see if we can finish up those airports there, so I can at least say I have something done. And then, if there is enough demand for it, I might actually start putting this stuff online for you all to download. Right now, I'm just doing it for my own pleasure. But yeah, if you guys really would like some of these smaller airports in southwestern PA, you know, to replicate some of the flights that I've done and whatnot, by all means, I'll be more than happy to put that stuff up there. Or you never know, maybe somebody lives in the area just like I do. Hey, you know, that's a great way to share the wealth. Alright, there is our helipad. You notice there's an SH-60 on the other helipad across the way there. The SH-60, of course, replaced this SH-3 in service with the U.S. Navy. So the SH-3 really is no longer used by the Navy, but since it's one of my favorite helicopters, I will forever use it. I will not fly the SH-60. Not a huge fan of the Black Hawk or the Seahawk. Alright, let's bring her down, and I know I'm going to start generating dust again, so I'm ready for that drop in frame rates. Doesn't look like it's too bad. Okay, I don't want to hit the ground just yet. I would like to get inside the circle first. Alright, Bertha, push forward, push forward. A little bit of pedal action to correct here. There we go. Okay, right about here should do it. Let's bring her down. Okay. I actually think I was bouncing on my nose there. That's interesting. Alright, but we are down. There we go. Not a bad landing at all. Go ahead and open up the side door and we'll walk outside for a minute here, and then we will call this sucker done. So yeah, this is the Key West area. You saw Key West International Airport, and you are now seeing KNQX, Kilo November Quebec X-Ray, which is Key West Naval Air Station. One of my favorite little military installations that I've never actually been to in real life. Really good stuff, and this gives you an idea of what can be done as far as sceneries. And remember, folks, this stuff is freeware. Can you only imagine what the payware stuff is like? Wow. Alright, let's go ahead and kill the engines, and we'll call this baby done. Alright, look at it. It's trying to restart itself. I should have turned the starter switches off before I did that. I actually haven't mastered the, what you call it, the checklist to turn everything off. Oh, I can't reach that button. Damn it, why can't I reach that? You know what, I'm not even going to worry about it. We should be spinning down now anyway, so we're good. Okay. Still have a little bit of power here. Okay. There we go. I am waiting for the RPMs to go down so that way I can engage the rotor brake. We're almost there. Come on, rotor. You can see the little dial there. It's the one on the bottom right. Alright. Fuel has been shut down. All the fuel pumps are off. And just a quick glance, looks like we're ready for the rotor brake. So let's go ahead and engage that. Well, alrighty folks, that is everything that I wanted to show you today. So I thank you as always for watching. This has been BelGeode flying in X-Plane 10 down here in Key West, Florida. And don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you back in PA to continue working on our airports up there. Alrighty folks, ciao!